What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be working on the ZX6R. As you can see, it's sitting, it's looking good. Still needs a little bit of work, just a little bit, to get it started up and running the way it should. Alright, so as you can see, we've secured everything here. The chain guard, the rear fender, that's on. On the right side, I'm going to put away this whole bunch of spaghetti over here so we can figure out the rear brake. If you do recall, over here it's broken. I have an idea to fix this and make it pretty much back to OEM or back to factory. But without much more talking, I'm going to put all of this away, try to clean up this area so we can get some work done here. Now I'm going to install the rubber bushing. Then this secures rear brake reservoir in here. Over here where this damage occurred from the bike being laid down, the peg on the rear set is completely broken off. What I did is that I picked up a replacement peg instead of just replacing the whole rear set. So something like this or this would go over here. I just need to fix up this area, drill a new hole and secure one of this to this, and move on to something else. So to fix this, I'm choosing to go with a slimmer one, but it's quite longer, but just by a 1/4 inch. And over here, as you can see, there's an indentation and this fits perfectly like so. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up that area, drill a new hole, and we can secure this. And now we make the cut. So just like that, we have the hole drilled in the rear peg. And as you can see, it is an exact fit. So that's perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and secure this to the new shifter peg or the brake lever peg, whatever you wanna call it, with some Loctite. When this is done, we can go ahead to addressing this issue. We have some Loctite, apply a generous amount, slide it in through, install the new peg. And just like that, we have that situation figured out. Now, the next thing we're going to work on is the area of the foot peg or the rear set where your foot actually rests on. As you can see, it's completely missing. I have a replacement piece for that, of course. We're going to mount it. Let's get it installed. And just like that, we have that bolt removed. So this is the bolt that we just removed from the rear set. And now the replacement foot peg has a smaller diameter bolt. So as you can see, when we insert it, there is some play over there. So I checked in my pile of hardware and I found this spacer over here, and this fits perfectly in there. But the problem is that the diameter of the inside is a little bit smaller than this one. So I'm going to go ahead and drill that out so it's wider, and then we can use it to replace this. And just like that, we've done that. That's the spacer, and now the bolt fits just perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and install it in here, like so. And then the bolt goes in, and we're gonna add some Loctite again. And torque that down to spec. Torque specification for this foot peg is 15 foot-pounds. So perfect. One here. And just like that, we've cleaned up things on the right side of this motorcycle. So we're gonna go over to the left side and pretty much do the same thing. But over here, before we can install the rear set, I would like to clean all of this up. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of old chain loop. Not very bad, but I would still like to clean all of this out while I have it open, since it's the best way to do it. And then we can install these parts back on the motorcycle. So I'm gonna set you guys on a time lapse and get to work. All right, so to make things a tad bit easier for myself, since I'm obviously going to be replacing the front sprocket, I'm going to go ahead and remove that so I can get this cleaning done easier and better. And now we're going to reconnect the clutch cable. Just like so. I'm going to remove the nuts. And sprocket is out. And now we get to cleaning. And just like that, we have this completely cleaned up and it's looking very, very good, very satisfied with the outcome. Right now, we have the brand new front sprocket. The stock sprocket was a 16 and we're going 15, so we're going down one in the front. Better performance, better acceleration, all that good stuff. Let's stuff it in. Oh, shit. All right, so with the front sprocket installed, we might as well go ahead and install the rear sprocket and the brand new chain. Let's do that, and then we can torque both of them down to specification. Now, as you can see, we have the old steel sprocket out. I'm gonna go ahead and clean off the mating surface because there is some corrosion over there before I install the new aluminum sprockets. I had this on my 6R for just about 100 kilometers and I took it off. So I'm gonna toss it on this bike because I know it's pretty much brand new and it still has lots of life in it. It is much lighter than the steel one. All right, so what you just saw me clean up was some corrosion and some of the tread locker that was used. As you can see, there was plenty of all of that caked on. It would be pointless to put new tread locker and put those nuts in that would not hold. So I cleaned all of that up. Now we can go ahead and install the new sprockets with some nuts and some Loctite. I'm gonna clean this axle and reload it. And now with the axle looped, we're ready to reinstall the tire. And with the front and rear sprockets on the bike, I'm sure you can guess what the next part that's gonna go on this bike is. And that's gonna be a brand new EK gold chain, 520, obviously. Let's touch that on so we can completely tie this all together. Guys, as you can see, we have the chain loosely fitted. Both sprockets are on. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the chain, completely secure it, rivet it in place, and then we can torque everything down to spec. front and rear sprockets fitted and the chain and the sprocket covered. The next thing we're going to throw on the bike is going to be the rear sets on the left hand side. So let's do that, and then we can completely tie everything down in this section. Adding some Loctite. Less than 2% of you guys that are watching actually subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, guys. It does help the channel. Make sure you drop a like and drop a comment. Really appreciate all that. So right now we have got a whole lot of work done, as you can obviously tell. See, the paint job turned out excellent. There's absolutely no complaints over there. The engine is seated. Everything is torqued down to specification. That is perfect. The goal for today right now is to figure out all of this. We have a whole bunch of wires. Some of them are cut, just like this one. A whole bunch of them are cut. Everything needs to be routed properly and secured and all that good stuff. That is the goal for today. So without much more talking, we need to get to work on this ZX6R and make it look good. The first one we're going to install right now is going to be this throttle assembly that goes over this way and all the way to the front. So we have that set aside and start figuring this out. Now I'm connecting the fuel injectors. Down in here, there's another connector that needs to be plugged in. And next, this connector is over here. And now we're going to plug in the harness for the coil packs. And just like that, this is now looking like an engine. We have lots of the connectors all secured, all plugged in. Really good progress, guys. Now the next thing we're gonna do is reroute the horn assembly. As you can see, it's still sticking out over here. It should go right in here and mount to the radiator. So that's what we're gonna do right now. The horn assembly needs to go through here. Now we're gonna plug in the ignition harness and the left handlebar switch harness. Now the harness for the radiator fan. Right now, as you can see, the ZX6R is looking really good. My goal right now is to figure out the alignment of the front end. As you can see, like I pointed out before, that tire is way too close to the header. So what I discovered is that if you come close in here, you can obviously see from the mark that this was dropped. I'm not sure if this is how the previous owner had it or if it's due to the accident. I don't know. But even over here, there's a few, it's dropped quite a little bit. My goal is to unfasten all of the fasteners, see if it's going to work its way back into specification. If it doesn't, then I'll go ahead and throw on the replacement forks that I have for this bike from a different bike, but I know it's going to work. The reason why I've removed the bike from the lift is because I feel like with the bike in the lift and the front chuck over there, most of the weight is being pushed forward. So I want it to be kind of level, so when I remove this, it can settle in properly, if that makes any sense. This is the current setup right now. The engine noise is out here to pick up the front end. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and measure exactly how much space is over there with a caliper. Write it down. Adjust this to specification up there. Measure again and see if we have any movement and how much it is. Alright, so what I did over here is I put two tapes, one on the tire and one on the exhaust headers. And I placed the digital caliper right on top of the tape that's on the exhaust headers, and I measured it and it came out to 13.4 millimeters. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this, like I said, try to put it back to specification and see how much movement, if any, would happen. I do understand that this might not be the most accurate of measurements, but you have to work with what's available to you. And that's precisely what I'm doing. And now with the wheel off the ground, let's get to cranking on this bolt and removing some stuff. When I unfastened all the bolts, the front forks dropped down. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just drop this thing a little bit lower, the engine hoist, get it to exactly where I want it to be, and torque it down to spec again. Okay guys, that did not work out as planned. So after doing all that, as you can see, it's back to where it should be. All that is all secured, tightened. Yeah, still not enough space between the tires and the headers. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the new forks that I have for this bike. Like I said, it's from a different bike, but I'm certain it's gonna work because I also have the front wheels and everything to throw it together. Let's do that and hope that that makes a difference. And I have both brake calipers out of the way and secured. Let's break all of this loose and pull out this fork assembly with the wheels. Alright guys, as you can see, we have this front wheel assembly with the forks out right now. We have the replacement wheel. Alright guys, thank you for watching. That's all the time I have for today's video. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure you hit that like button, drop a comment down below. Subscribe, it does help the channel. It's completely free. And I'll be seeing you guys on the next one. Peace out.